And we continue to cover today's special election. Joining me today, Rich Eisen, editor-in-chief of Capital Weekly publication. Rich, a very good morning to you. Thank you for joining us here on Election Day. A poll that you shared with me from the Public Policy Institute of California, among likely voters, 56% will vote yes on Prop 50. That's pretty consistent with how polls have gone through this whole time.
It is, yeah, and I think IGS showed it even greater. I think it was around 60%. I think even both sides have pretty much conceded this thing is going to pass. And I think the question now is by how much? What's the margin going to be? Now, I would caution anybody. We've thought this before too. I mean, you've heard me express my own skepticism about polls here a lot over the years. We will see. I think it's going to be a little closer than that, to be honest with you. But I think the early results are going to be very heavily yes on 50. We'll see how things shake out after the in-person voting starts to be tabulated.
That said, a huge turnout. Sometimes we're critical of, do people care anymore? Voter turnout is low in midterms or what have you. Is this a surprisingly 70% they're talking about? What are you hearing?
Yeah, that sounds about the same as what I've been hearing. I'm not surprised at all. I mean, look, a lot of people sat out the 2024 election, and I would argue that a lot of them really regret that now, right? So I don't think we're going to see a low turnout. I think we're going to see a very high turnout, and I think a lot of people are watching not just what happens here, but around the country with gubernatorial elections in New Jersey and Virginia, et cetera.
Okay, redistricting, obviously it's supposed to be done every 10 years, not till 2030. Here we are. And we ran a story this morning about, after all is said and done with where things look like, Republicans might pick up 2 more seats. That's all. So will this all have been worth it, every state that's had to go through this?
That's a great question. We have to remember, too, there's still going to be a lot of litigation around all this. There's litigation in Texas. There will be litigation here in California. In fact, a lot of the Republican donors have pretty much said behind the scenes that's where they're going to put their money, is into the legal fight that's going to happen after this. That's what they're counting on. There's still at least maybe the possibility, if Congress ever decides to come back to work again, that they may pass a national law that makes all this null and void anyway. We're not done with this issue by a long shot.
So is this, in our state, coming down to a yes or no vote about Trump? 9 in 10 Republicans are against Prop 50.
Yeah. I think it is absolutely a referendum on Donald Trump, 100% a referendum on Donald Trump, because Gavin Newsom made it a referendum on Donald Trump. The entire Yes on 50 campaign has been a referendum on Donald Trump. I think the response is a response to Donald Trump. So yes, I think what we're previewing here is what November of 2026 is going to look like.
Are you seeing a change, especially with the Democratic Party, that a Zoran Mamdani in New York City even exists at this point? Is this more of young people, like, I'm sick of Republicans and Democrats, we're going to go with a fresh voice, even if this fresh voice is perhaps a bit too extreme?
Well, yes, I do think that there's absolutely and we've talked about this before, I think there is an evolution going on from one generation to the next. I think you're going to see more folks like Mamdani. I think, more than likely he's going to win. It certainly seems, if the polls are right there, he's going to win. Now, there's going to be fallout from that. Certainly, Donald Trump's already said they're going to cut off all federal funding to New York City and all of that kind of thing. I think a lot of young people, I think you hit it on the head. They're sick of both parties. They are absolutely sick of them not getting things done. And whether Mamdani does or not, I think they're really inclined to give that generation a chance, because obviously the older generation isn't getting it done either, right? That's what they're thinking. So I will not be surprised at all if he wins big.
All right, Rich Eisen, Election Day, polls open till 8 o'clock. Rich, thank you.